Good afternoon, ladies and gents. This is Soren, your chess friend, and I've returned now with another middle game tactic idea about playing against the double bishops. I know it's probably easier said than done, but with enough practice, you might be getting to master this idea as well in your games, over the board, or online. Okay, so what to do when your opponent has the double bishop pair, okay, the bishop pair, and you don't have it, right? Because you've just traded, one of your bishop for one of their knights. Okay, so there are two big ideas you've got to remember. One, you try to keep those bishops blocked with either their pawns, maintaining the pawns that are blocking them. We're going to look very exactly at a series of examples. Or you block them with their own pawns, where it's possible. If none of these applies, try to trade off to exchange one of their bishops, and the one that's more troublesome. Okay, now in this example here, we're going to have like 6-7 examples. I'm going to try to extensively explain every single one of them. So in this one here, you see there is a bishop here on g7, hitting quite nicely on the g7 b2 diagonal. Dangerous guy. This is a dangerous bishop. Well, we can't trade that guy, but we may try to play something to block them for the time being. And there is another detail, as the bishop on c8, which currently doesn't do a great deal of nothing. It's on c8, it's that bishop that would be happy if you were to capture on f5 and open up the bishop or the square for the knight, and the rook would be happy. And practically this is that kind of exchange, the trade, that if you do it, you are helping your opponent. And you mustn't help them if you want to win. I guess you want to win. Okay, so you mustn't help your opponent. You try to aim in this position here to blocking their bishops. And you've got one little very nice idea. When you push the e4 to e5, you're blocking the bishop already. The bishop on g7 cannot hit you along that diagonal. One, the knight is still peripheral. They'll have to play a couple of stuff to get in the game. Good, cool. And another detail important, because we're addressing mainly the bishops in this exercises, the bishop on c8 is blocked by its own pawn. So you're doing a bit better than your opponent now, and you should be keeping your advantage. You have achieved something. You kept the bishops blocked. Okay. Now, as we said, knight had to relocate because knight on the margin doesn't do a big deal of nothing. If they had played here, you would have kicked the knight away. So they had to go via f7, pressurizing a bit your guy on e5. But not a problem. You got a beautiful rook, which from f1 moves over to e, supporting that pawn one more time, and it's good. It's good. Keep those bishops blocked, ineffective, improve your position, develop your pieces. Next exercise. So we're not going to be, oopsie, that went a bit too far now. We're not going to be extensive, comprehensively covering every single position to its very end, because we're not going to finish in hours. Okay, so I'm going to try to concentrate these videos like in 15, 20 minutes, max 25. So again, in this position, what does our opponent have? They've got a pair of bishops here. Okay, this guy is already doing something very nice for your opponent. All those dark squares, oh boy, that's quite powerful. Now, we must not allow them getting this guy super dangerous by pushing c5, because that's exactly what black should do for very many reasons. Firstly, and most immediate, the bishop on b7 would be incredibly active. That is one. If that bishop goes down, they aim to open up the c for their own rook, where, by the way, your queen is on c2, so they may want to get the rook on c8. So we must stop this from happening. And yes, we're going to do, wait a minute, again, moved a bit too fast. We're going to do knight to, by the way, it was black's turn. They chose to do rook a to c8, and you must remember that knight needs to go over to c5. So you need to keep this guy blocked in. Knight takes. Let me just press actually on the keyboard. Mouse is acting funny. Pawn takes now, and you manage to keep the b7 bishop blocked here. Okie dokie. Moving to b4, further cementing that pawn on c5. And it's good. This guy doesn't have an immediate future. If they initiate the trades, just do the trade, keep playing. try to maintain this bishop blocked, and you're doing a bit better. You got more space on the queen side to try and experiment with some maneuverings. For the time being, we're going to move to the next tutorial, guys. Okay, in this position here, well, we're fairly happy because the bishop on f4 is currently blocked by its own pawn here, so we must do nothing. That's good. That's good. There is one bishop here which is quite active, the bishop on a2. And if you remember what we said, try to exchange one of them if you cannot keep them blocked. So try to exchange, improving your stuff. And now we do have a nice move here available, d4. When they take you now, do not take with the queen, because you're not going to keep your queen forever on the e6. You may want to move your queen to various places. When you do so, they are able to push the pawn and activate this guy. Very important little detail here. So take back with the pawn. Moreover, you open the f for the rook. You're hitting the bishop, which will have to either move away or they need to get a queen to defend the bishop. Thus, you're going to be winning one more tempo to get more active pieces. If you tell me, should I do queen d5? You kind of should, but not just right now, because if you do queen d5, they're going to take, you're going to take, and so if you do queen d5, they're going to be taking your guy, you're going to take, then they're going to save this guy. And then again, when they push the pawn down the board, so to speak, this bishop will become, again, very active. So you mustn't do this right now, but before that, do the very nice move, rook a d8, because you're going behind the passer. You've got a passer. This is the key to your victory in the future of this game, because that pawn will be marching on, going for promotion, supported by your heavy pieces by the knight. That looks very great, okay? And this guy is blocked. Good news. So that bishop now is not that happy. Not that happy, okay? They might do some rook. That makes a lot of sense. Rook fd1. And now you could do queen to d5. And remember, when they take here now, do not take with the pawn. I think very important now, when they capture your guy, you take back with the rook. Okay, you keep an eye on this guy. They're going to have to move one more time. And you might have a superb chance to just grab this pawn, perhaps, okay, with the knight. Keep this in mind. And this guy is a passer. And given a chance, maybe you can connect them. So that should be enough for black to win. Let's move to the next tutorial here, guys. Okay, so black pushed f4. Now, remember, they've got the bishop pair. We need to stifle them. We mustn't allow them to develop too much. So now we're going to be playing this move here. e4 attacks the bishop and keeps this guy blocked with the queen's battery. We mustn't allow them also to pushing this pawn down, because we're opening up the diagonals for them. We mustn't allow this to happen. And we're hitting the bishop now, and they need to move away. And if you tell me, yeah, but what if they take my pawn? If they take your pawn on a2, this is a little bit of a trap. That's a poisonous pawn, because we're going to trap it by playing b3, supported by the queen. The bishop doesn't have anywhere to go, and you will be collecting a free piece, okay? So that's another idea you must keep in mind. Cool stuff. Another little tutorial here. So this guy on b7, you probably need to recognize it's incredibly dangerous. And if you throw in a rook, oh, this is scary. This is scary. Bishop b7, rook g8, looking down the board, hitting the g2. This is a little bit scary, okay? So when you've got such a dangerous piece, try to trade it off, exchange that guy. This is really dangerous. And now when you do something like bishop e4, you actually do propose them a trade. So they take, fine, you're going to take back with the queen. They do not take, you are going to take back the bishop. Either case, you got rid of that very pesky, dangerous bishop there. Okay, guys, another position. Probably that's quite easy now for you to assess it, because you got a hang of it, I hope. There's a guy here, obviously, an always uncomfortable bishop on g7. And there is another bishop that would be super happy if you're to initiate trades here. Okay, so you must keep this guy on b7 blocked. Okay, middle game tactics. Now you're going to push that pawn forwards. This guy is blocked, can't move anywhere. Very bad bishop, very bad bishop. This guy can't do a great deal of nothing again, and the prospect for whites are very optimistic. Rook a to c1. I'm just giving you a couple of ideas. Rook a to c1, maybe knight b5, maybe knight d6. Wonderful outpost here. Even if they play rook a c8, they need to keep an eye. If you play knight b5, they need to keep an eye on a7. So it's very good position. White is doing better. Shall we try another one? Let's do it one more time, guys. Here, there is a bishop and they want to x-ray your queen and winning a tempo, getting a lot of space in the center of the board. So we need to neutralize that guy, okay? We need to do something. Don't give them the chance to take a bunch of space from you. 3 central pawns and the bishops, aggressive, attacking so much and hitting the queen and stuff. This is very dangerous. That bishop must disappear. And you've got a bishop now, which is currently quite idle. It's idle. It's an idle bishop, does do nothing. So you're going to play now bishop g5. Why? Well, if they push this pawn now, thank you very much. I'm going to take the bishop. If queen's going to take, queen's going to take, king's going to take. And that's much better for black to be playing in this position. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad scenario here. All right, let's try one more time, and probably that's the last one, guys. Now, bishop pair, dangerous looking towards your king's fortress here. We must try to blockade those guys, okay? And we do have an option here. Give it a few seconds or pause the video until you identify the correct move to play, which is, my chess friends, is bishop to c4 here. Bishop to c4. And they're going to take it, obviously. And if they capture, well, obviously, you're not going to take with the rook. You're going to take with the pawn. What does that mean? Even if they do queen straight, it don't matter. What matters is that we managed to block the bishop on b2 and making it into a pawn. Okay? We're making it into a pawn now. So we've achieved something. We blocked one of our opponent's bishops. Okay? So you got now more activity with your knights. If they play bishop c2, they try this kind of stuff, just go for some knight g6. Given a chance, who knows, maybe you manage to do a nice outpost with the knight on d3. Just various ideas, but you manage something important. Block the dark square bishop, dangerous guy, and you hit the bishop on b3, which has to move away. Okay, so keep this idea amongst other stuff that we discussed, my chess friends. I'm going to try to upload this film today. If that's useful, guys, remember, like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitch as well. And we're going to play some friendly games, some games analysis of your own personal repertoire, guys, when you tuning in. Thank you. See you soon.